So our solar panels are covered with the Sahara sand that blows through here.
This part is a bit smelly sometimes. You just gotta give the inside of this a nice little rinse. I definitely say all the sound's not gone, but it's a much denser sound.
We bought an old abandoned catamaran, spent 2 years rebuilding her, and embarked on a 7,000-mile journey across the Atlantic Ocean to our dream cruising grounds, the beautiful Caribbean.
Subscribe below and follow the adventure as we explore our way up the Caribbean chain of islands to the beautiful Bahamas.
So our solar panels are covered with the Sahara sand that blows through here.
Can you believe that it's blowing across?
He's busy spraying and cleaning it because we're not putting enough amps in.
Just give them a little, wet them up with salt water and then rinse them with fresh.
As it was good weather, we headed off to Island Waterworld to do some shopping for the boat.
See what we come and get. It's like I'll open it up and show you.
It's the ignition switch that Ricky lost.
Yeah.
The keys, I mean.
But this was a multi-pack, it like pretty much start any outboard. And I know that 3 of these keys start ours, so that's bueno.
We should take it off and then keep the
make
keys
3
so
different
you
ones.
don't.
So I lost the whole pile of them. So yeah, you can't look around in this store. Well, I can't look around in this store for too long.
No.
Otherwise I buy stuff that I don't need. There's 5 microns. 20 microns, 95 microns. See? These ones, and then they got these ones. But these, our Watermaker likes these a lot more. A bit better performance out of it. And much easier to clean afterwards. A couple of runs out of these. It's early Sunday morning. So we need to make some water. So we've got to change one of these pre-filters. Put this in and we can start making water. So let me show you that process. So this is our intake valve. That's one of the strainers. That's the selector valve, and that's the pre-filter pretty much. It's just 1 5-micron filter, and that selects either salt water or fresh water to flush the system. So we're going to take that filter out, put in a new one. That one's probably done already about 4 or 5 times. What we do is I just clean it after every time. If it gets dirty, if it doesn't, I just let it run again. If we're making water in really clean water, that lasts like 10 times. But you know, as you like in anchorages and stuff, doesn't last as long. But yeah, we've got a few spares, so we change them out more often. The pleated ones like this. So initially we used to use the other ones, the non-pleated style. They're a little bit cheaper, but these two seem to be working a lot better. And the previous ones look like this. I'll show you. It's the other style. They look like that. So I've got a couple of them in spare, but I prefer the new ones. So first things first, I need to change the position of that. I'm going to put you down for a few seconds while I get that loose. This part is a bit smelly sometimes. You just got to give the inside of this a nice little rinse. Take this one, chuck that away. New one in there. Now that the new one's in, it's all primed up just with salt water. I like to put it into freshwater mode, and that just helps me prime the Watermaker that's underneath here. So that's what we got. I actually got this unit secondhand, wasn't brand new, but it was like a year old, so it was pretty brand new. There's the pump. So this is a recovery style system, so there's just a diaphragm, not a diaphragm, impeller pump that presses it up to about 9 bar, and then it amplifies that through a piston style system, and it's got the membrane there in the carbon fiber tube. That sound that you can hear now is the fresh water running through. It primes the system. It just makes it much easier for it to start directly after. So turn that to salt. So now we're flowing in salt. Now I come here and it's on test, which will mean it's going overboard, and then it's on. So now just press start, and you'll see there'll be a little bit of water flowing through. So that's product water that it's making, and the reason why it's making it immediately is because I ran the fresh water to prime the system, and that's why I like it, so that it kind of gets it going faster. About just under 30 liters an hour with this unit. So once it starts getting to full pressure, you'll see the needle starting to go up. The reason it's still a bit down is because a bit of fresh water is still going through there, and there's it starting to stabilize. And I've got a little TDS meter in here. So initially when the Watermaker starts, it starts a little bit with higher particles, so our TDS meter will tell us that the particles are slightly higher than normal. So parts per million will typically show us about 300, 350, and then as we start running it, she comes all the way down to like 120, and then I switch it over to product, which then goes directly into the tanks, and she doesn't self-flush, so we got to do that afterwards. But we've had probably like 10 days cloudy, so we haven't had that much power around, so our water levels have gone down quite a bit. But now that's back up. Yesterday we did a balance charge, so all the cells got up to 100%, everything balanced out nicely. With having the system we have, we can check each cell voltage and everything, and that's directly from the manufacturer. So we check each one of the cell voltages, make sure that everything's nice and even, and that would have been 10 days without going to 100%. So perfectly fine, everything leveled off nicely, and now we know today we can make water. There's forecasters for a lot of sunny days coming up now, so we'll have no problems again. Got back up, and we haven't run an engine or anything to charge up the batteries, and we don't have a generator, and we don't need one too. So to give you an idea what's going on with our power system, so that's how much solar we got coming in at the moment. It's a little overcast today, it's not like perfect sunshine, so it's to be expected. It's still early, it's only 9:45 or so. So that's what's coming out, that's what we're drawing through the AC system. So we're drawing that through the AC, which is we're running 2 fridges and charging a laptop. That's what we're drawing out of the battery. So we're drawing 1 amp, and yeah, the Watermaker's running, 2 fridges are running, and we're charging a laptop. And you can see the DC power going out, or supply, which are not plugged in, or generator. So breakfast this morning, we got bananas and mango. But it's mango season now, and it's banana season too, so there's a lot of fruit going around. What better way? It gets quite affordable, wouldn't you say now?
Yeah.
During season.
Fruits and stuff is cheaper than the junk food.
Yeah. Sometimes.
After breakfast, we decided to head off to the beach and soak up the sun. Don't forget to subscribe below if you haven't already, and click on the notification bell to alert you when we upload a new episode, and like this video as well as share it with your friends and family. It's a free way you can support our channel. We brought some bait along with us to feed the little fishes.
So we're at the little beach that's just literally by Anchorage. So
how terrible is this water?
our boat's down there, and yeah, we can see her from here. And then this is the little beach. It's pretty nice.
It's very, very nice.
Just a few people swimming today, and just cool down and relax.
We decided to take our Sunday drive on our dinghy and explore around Prickly Bay. But it can't all be play, so we had to get back to the boat and do some boat work the next day.
So we received our insulation, and one area that bothers me is in the center of our hull. And Simone will show you what our hull looks like. Area, it's not that it's slamming, but the water laps against it, makes it like a water sound. I don't like it. Simone, it doesn't bother her, but I don't like it. So I prefer it when it's quiet. So we're gonna put some insulation in here, and this is actually where we keep all our life jackets. So we'll take our life jackets out. I'm gonna start with the heavy duty insulation and then put the light one over there. See if it makes a difference. If it does, we're gonna do it under our bed also. Maybe when we get stateside sometime, we'll do the rest of all the hulls in the boat with some more thermal insulation. Not so much acoustic, but that would be all thermal. It'll just make it better for future plans. Can you hear what that sounds like? It's like a really loud, it's just solid fiberglass. This hole in these areas is probably about 8 millimeters thick, 8 to 12 roughly. So, and but it's just solid fiberglass, and that makes so much noise. Pretty much just what it looks like, just empty hatch. The sheets we got are these. It's car sound deadening mat. Pretty heavy. It's like a butyl style sheet. They look like this. Peel off the back. I'll put the first one down. So that's the first one there. Let's compare the results. One thing I don't like about it is obviously the weight of them. You can hear it's a much lower pitch, and I haven't run the roller over that, but I don't know if you guys can notice, but I can definitely notice a difference. I'm gonna do the whole area and see if it makes a huge difference over that area. And then we take the second layer, we'll put it over that. What I'll do is just take this first edge, fold this back. And now, like I said, this stuff is dense, it is fairly heavy. I mean, it's not crazy heavy, but I mean, it's got some weight to it. So I wouldn't recommend you do the whole boat in this, but just in critical areas. So bend it back, put that on our lines of our previous one, and I'll just pull this out. So once I got the line lined up to where I want it, just reach in at the back of it. Doesn't glue like crazy, so you would be able to reset if you want to. What's critical is that it's touching down. What do you think? Think there's a difference?
Maybe a little.
I'm scared of doing the whole thing and we actually don't notice like a major difference. I wonder if it needs to have like...
Maybe it needs to be completely done to be a difference.
You gonna do the whole thing?
Yeah. Well, I bought it for here. This was going to be the test anyway, so. That's all in. I definitely think that that made quite a bit of a difference. And now we're going to put the second layer over that. And hopefully there should be minimal sound coming through now. Okay, so the second layer that we have is thermal and acoustic. It's nice and thin, it's relatively dense. Feels like a urethane foam with like a stitch through it. Lay some of this down. You can see this is much lighter, this stuff weighs nothing. Hopefully the combination of the two will be the solution. Quite a big sheet, it's like 2 square meters. We won't need nowhere near that much. But the rest will go underneath our forward bunk, just in the V section. Some measurements, put it on the table, mark it all up and then cut it out. I definitely say all the sound's not gone, but it's a much denser sound, like lesser that like softer lapping, and the hatch is still open, so once everything is, it kind of acts like a amplifying box when it's open like this, because it's literally that, it's like a boom box kind of in here. So that looks good, so we're going to try and peel it back on one side, lay it down, and then try and peel the rest of it. Let's see if this is doable. Okay, so we've got one side down. So this upper lip on this side is down. Just going to pull it back from this side. And then try and remove the sticky back. I think that definitely made a big difference, and we'll monitor it over the next day or two and see what we think, and we'll definitely give you guys feedback. I think it definitely made a difference, could just be me, but we'll give it a day or 2 or 3 and see if it's making a difference, and if it does then we'll order quite a bit more and do underneath both the forward bunks in the V section double layer, and then over the rest just do all the thermal and slight acoustics. And yeah, it's going to change it a lot. Probably even going to do it in all the cabinets. We had some condensation before when we were in Cape Town with the colder climate and that. We don't have any at the moment. But we're thinking, well, if we insulate, it's anyways going to help with the heat and everything. And yeah, so we'll do that. You guys heard the sound before. That's the sound afterwards. So I definitely think it made a huge difference. And we'll be ordering more to do the rest of the boat. We got the front covers on, which have been really nice for the early morning, and bringing so that the sun doesn't shine straight in, and it brings the temperature down a considerable amount. See, everything's kind of closed at the moment. One of the missions today is, because of this, obviously it's getting so hot. What we want to do is put 2 extractor fans in here, and they're powered by solar. So you just flip a little switch, and whenever there's sun, they'll work. They'll extract the heat. So if we close up the boat, like when we go out, the boat doesn't get damp like that. So we're going to put 2 nice big ones. I think they're 4-inch. We'll put 2 of them in, one in this hatch and one in the hatch just the front here. We'll hopefully keep the boat a lot cooler. So when we get back, we open up the boat. It's not like the intense, like, whoa, super hot. So yeah, that's the plan. I doubt we'll get it done today because of all the rain. We're gonna go empty the dinghy, it's full of water.
While Ricky was busy emptying the dinghy, he decided to give it a good wash while he was at it. So I just did something I've been wanting to do it for so long, but I haven't had the guts to do it. I cut my hair, and I know a lot of people are gonna go, why did you do that, you're crazy, you have like mermaid hair, but I just had to. It was getting like so thick, and
it was getting hot because it's, I mean, we're in the Caribbean, so it's super hot here, and my hair's really, really thick. So I needed to get a little trim. I wanted to go like really short, but I decided I'm gonna go slowly, so I cut it up today. So I'm gonna get used to this, and then maybe I'll go shorter. I'm not too sure. It's a scary thing to do, so I'm probably just gonna keep it like this. Oh, it's raining. I gotta close the hat. I've had long hair for the longest time. I think since I've been, how old was I? Since I've been 21, I've had long hair. So that's a good 7, 8 years. Here's my pile of hair.
Stay tuned till next week. Don't forget to subscribe below if you haven't already, and give this video a big thumbs up. See you guys next week.